Okay, well, welcome to Watercolor Studio 42 again, and I wanted to show you one that I was working on last week. I was into the palm trees last week a bit, and wouldn't mind being back visiting Aruba again, or one of those other tropical climates. But this is the one I was working on. I never got exactly the sun the way the photograph was on the calendar, but I got some ground, some of that darker here on the base, so that at least it supported the weight or the shapes of the palm trees. And so that's one that I was working on last time. And all you need to do is put a mat on it and sign it and so forth and try to sell it. Huh? It's not bad. I've done this a little bit before. It's a little bit probably heavy through here, but you know, anytime if it gets a little bit heavy, all you have to do is take one of those little pens, a scraper, and scratch some of the paint off and expose the white of the paper underneath. So you can do it. You know, you can even use your white acrylic sometimes to put some of the white back in. Okay, now today I'm going to be working with a grid, and predominantly what's been in the news the last week or so, and for about another week or so, is the Olympics. And I was amazed at all the flags and of the different countries, you know, how many flags there are. And predominantly there's a lot of red and blues, of course, and yellow. Those seem to be the ones, and white. So white, of course, is the absence of color. But it's, you know, it's a white, they use it quite often. And then we do, don't we, American flag, red, white, and blue. And and then there's different patterns. Some have just stripes, and some have more of a decorative design. And of course, our flag is kind of a busy one there up in that corner. The blue background was 50 stars arranged in that area, and so that keeps one busy when they manufacture flags. Some flags are easier than others. Okay, so now today I thought I'd do something like this. This is I hope it shows up, but I tried to do this with pencil. You can draw it with a marker. The only trouble is you have to use permanent marker, and if you go off the edge, it's kind of a little bit more difficult to touch up. You can touch it up with a little white and then repaint it after it dries. But the thing is, what I'm doing here is I made some 2-inch squares, and it ends up being 6 by 6 is 36, right? So the total number of squares here is 36. So now, if you don't want to do squares sometimes, your patterns and design, you can also do it from working from the center and going out to the edge, you know, like slicing pieces up. You probably wouldn't slice it up this thin, but nevertheless, the idea is, and you can subdivide it across in here also, you know. I didn't take the time to do it, but just, you can take the time and divide this sort of a wheel or a spokey type of pattern. It's a radial pattern that goes out from a central area, but it radiates out in all directions, and you can use this idea too. There's different ways of doing it, you know. You can do it just freehand with, you know, divide the paper up into all sorts of various shapes. But anyways, I'm doing the grid thing today, and as far as colors go, predominantly on flags, you're going to be using yellows and reds and blues. Now, here's another one I did one time. I did a profile of an Indian, and if you can't notice it's divided up into squares, but these are 1-inch squares. This one here is 2-inch squares, and this is 1-inch squares. And I did the Indian profile on this particular grid. Now you can make the grid as many different size squares as you want, and so forth. But it just gives you an idea, something that you can work within that. It makes your paintings a little bit more rigid, a little bit more stylistic when you do something like this. Okay, so you can do anybody's profile. I mean, I just happen to pick the Indian profile. I got the idea from the nickel, I guess, or whatever. And now, so anyways, so now I'm going to start off, and sometimes it's easier if you letter it softly with a pencil so that you don't get kind of lost a little bit. I start with the yellow, and I put a Y in there, B for blue, a letter in here for R for red, and then I'll leave a white area, and then I can start up with green and then go to the different colors. So maybe it might be easier if I just finish this off a little bit. I got over here, this corner's going to be green. Now, we'll start with, you can go backwards if you want. You could go backwards. You can go green, and then what's the next one? That's, let's see. Oh, okay, yellow. Red, oh wait, we want blue in there. And then red over here. And then you could leave white again if you want. And then, no, I don't want green below that, so let's trade places. Let's put green here, and then leave that white. Okay. Now, next row, you can go start yellow again if you want. You can go blue, red, white. If you want to leave that white, you can put a W there. And then you could do green. Let's put green over here. And then make that probably yellow or something. Okay, now let's start over here. This is interesting. I'm going too fast probably. Let's start with blue and then red, yellow. Leave this. Nope, I don't want that two whites together. So this can be green, and then over here you can put yellow, and then blue again. Okay. Here we go. Let's start with blue, yellow, red, green here, leave that white, and this can be maybe not yellow. I don't want to put two yellows too close, but let's just put red back there, okay? Now, the last little marking here, I hope I'm going to see these things. Paint it in. Okay, let's start over here with blue, and we're going to go yellow, red. I'll leave this white. Green. Let's put green over. Oh my gosh! Wait. Let's make that. Let's see. We got a red and a green. We'll make this yellow. Okay, that's going to be yellow. Make it dark enough. Okay. Now, okay. So we'll see if I could stay on track here a little bit and paint these in. I'm going to usually start off with my lighter colors first. So in this case, we'll start with yellow. Okay, you can put a little bit of yellow out in the circle here, the larger well on your palette. And this one's going to be yellow. I usually go down kind of on the line and then fill it in. Fill it in, go right to the edge here. Okay, fill this in yellow. Now you can make the shades different. You can make them lighter or darker depending on how much paint or water you put on the brush. Okay, where's yellow again? I go across here. Looks like another yellow over here. So again, what I do is outline it, follow that outline, and then fill in the middle. Okay, there you go. Now, like I said, you can go dark or yellow if you want. Next row, oh, we got yellow there. Let's move yellow over in here. We'll put yellow over there. Okay. If I had more time, I would think this out better. Plan it a little bit better as far as colors go, but we'll get by somehow. Okay, no more yellow up there. I've got yellow over here. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, like I said, I want to do all the predominantly colors of all the countries that are participating in the Olympic Games. And let's get some more yellow here. I think I got another yellow in here somewhere. I'm bound to goof this up a little bit, probably, huh? Might, right? Okay, next row coming across. Oops, I got yellow above yellow. So let's put this yellow over here in this row. All right. Now, if I have to, I'll just go over this with some orange, put some red in it. Now, let's see what we got here. Got yellow there. Green, yellow. Okay, I got yellow up there too already. Okay. Yellow down here. I'm going to skip this for a second. I'm going to probably put a little red in my yellow and make an orange. I almost left orange out. I'm quite sure there's some countries that might have orange, obviously, in the flag. I don't know if you see too much violet in some of them. Violet kind of doesn't show up on TV. A lot of times you take a darker color, and on my TV set, some of the colors come out kind of different. I guess that's about it for here. I probably could sneak another yellow into here. And I might have to turn some of these into orange. Okay, something like that. Okay, now, let me clean this brush off a bit. I thought I had some extra towels here today. All right. Now, what we want to do here, we're going to use some, use some red. Use some red. I'm going to take a little bit of that red, put it in here put it into the yellow and have the orange ready to go. Okay. Nope, no, too much of one or the other. There you go. That's back to orange again somewhat. Okay. Now, let's try red again. Okay, we'll use this red over here. I'll see that. We're going to make this one red. Again, I just go down the side. Just do it probably as best you can. Usually sometimes I outline the whole thing eventually with a darker marker. Go over my pencil marks. Okay, we're going to fill this one in. All right. Here we go, something like that. And get it right out to the edge here. Okay, let's go over here. What else do we have? Red in here somewhere? Oh, I got a red there. Red there. Now let's put red over in here. Wow. I'm gonna put the red separate here. Getting into my orange. We'll put that over in here. Okay. Now sometimes you have to kind of put a little bit more water on the brush and kind of pull the paint over. You don't have to keep going back into the well as much to get more paint, but you do need some more water sometimes. Let's put, again, we're going to put red down in here, right in there. Kind of lighter red, okay? I don't know if I noticed too many flags or banners that had pink. Not so much pink. Pink's a nice color, but it doesn't kind of work as well on flags. It sort of makes some of the flags look so they're faded, you know? The red faded out. So they tend to shy away from pink. Even though this one's coming out sort of pinkish. Okay, let's put some more red out here. Okay, now over here, I think we could, no, not really. Well, let's put some red back in here. Normally I'd paint these a little bit slower, be a little bit careful about staying in my pencil line, but you know, whatever. All right, with red over here, I'll start off with red. Put red in there. Oh, and put some more pigment into that red, otherwise I'm going to end up with a lot of pink when it dries out. Watercolor, when it dries out, usually dries quite a bit lighter. Here you go. All right. Now, move over here. Okay. We'll put red down here. I think everything has red, yeah. All right. Yeah, I've been watching the Olympics quite a bit, and tremendous athletes. Tremendous athletes. The gymnastics and all that, and on the bars, and the rings. Oh my gosh. Very strong, very strong. You got to be strong to do those things. Now, I'm going to do blue. Let's put blue in here. Ooh, that's kind of thick. I got to put more water in the brush. Sometimes your watercolors can be a little bit too thick. If you get too much on your brush, you might have to go back and thin it down. Okay, we'll get that one finished off. Now, this has some blue over here, I guess. Right in here. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you very much. I think I had some extra towels somewhere, but whether I left them out of my bag, I'm not sure. Thank you. Here we go. I have to reload my bag every time I'm going somewhere else. Sometimes I paint the outdoors or whatever. I'm kind of a deck painter. I like to paint out on the deck. Make sure your paper, though, is not in the direct sunlight beating on it. You want to be under an umbrella. You can look out and paint whatever's out there or whatever you're working with on the table, looking at a picture or whatever. And but you want to make sure that you keep the paper and paint kind of in the shade. So we have that umbrella over the table and paint outside a lot. I have a friend from the Taunton Art Association that he likes to visit. He has to visit me now. I don't drive so any longer, but he will come over from Taunton, and I call him my paint pal. And whatnot. And we get together to paint. Sometimes, if the weather's good, put blue over here. If the weather's good, we'll go to some particular spot to paint on location. And like just down the street from my house is Capron Park. So that's a good area to paint in. There's a lot of good areas around town, along by the 10-mile river. What am I saying? Is it the 10-mile? Yeah, 10-mile river. And we'll go over there to paint. There's a little park. They don't use it too much anymore, but there used to be a little playground park next to Nobbycraft on North Main Street. And it's not there so much now. They've taken all the swings and stuff down. And but there's some benches over there, and it's a nice area to paint. Looking across there, North Main Street, the bridge next to Blackington Inn, or near in front of it, and whatnot. And we go over there to paint occasionally. And there's a lot of good areas around. La Salette's a nice area. The area where Audubon is, that's a nice area out there to paint. Whatnot. Okay, I think that's about that. Now, I got to remember to leave some white here. But now, I'm going to try some on my green. See what green does. Oh, wow. I'm into the green, not so much the flag as much as I am the green for the Boston Celtics. That shade of green. This is very light, my gosh. That hardly shows up. Maybe it's me. Not getting enough paint on the brush. Oh, there it is. That's better. That's better green. Okay, let's leave that one white. And let's sneak a green in over here. How's that? I kind of got away from my numbering my squares, or lettering my squares, I should say. That's all right. Okay, do the outside and then fill in the middle. Okay, it's kind of take your time. Okay, where can we fit a green in over here? Probably be safe enough right here. I'm going to save that white. Yeah, that's okay. Here we go. Yeah, I've been watching. I really admire the swimmers. My gosh. They do very well. And the divers. Let's see, we'll put, yeah, let's drop green in here. You try to paint the outside and fill in the middle. Like I said, you don't have to be fussy, because sometimes what I do after this dries, I'll go over that with a marker and clean up the edges. You know, use a ruler and your marker and just clean it up more. So that's why today I'm not being overly fussy about staying inside my, areas. Let's see. Let's stick green down the corner. How's that? Now, I probably haven't included just about all the colors, but these are ones that are more predominant, that you have the combinations of color. A lot red, white, and blues out there. Okay, now let's see what we got. All right. Well, I guess a good area here to, don't mind me, I'm talking to myself here. Let's go with the orange. I'm going to put orange right in there. All right, now, where's another place? Oh, I'll leave white in there, white. Let's see. How about, yeah, we can get away with it. I guess let's put an orange up in here. I don't want to take away too much of my white either. So put a little stronger color here, a little deeper. A little bit more red to it. All right. Now what I have is a little bit of a little clash here. I've got orange. So I've got to make it a little darker orange. I'm still not crazy because I've got too much in there the same. It's one of those conditions there. Let's put green up in the corner. Okay. I'm hoping this is going to dry out so I can use my, maybe go over some of this with a marker. There we go, get some green there, green, green, green. Okay. Every row has some green in it somewhere. Yep. Green, 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 green. Okay, yep. Now, if I got too many things clashing in here, I can always doctor it up. I got two whites here. Maybe I could put something else there. So we leave a white. Let's see, I got red. The only thing I haven't used is yellow. So why not? Now, I kind of messed up my yellow because I got some red into it, so I got to put out some fresh yellow. And where did I say I was going to put the yellow? Right here. Okay, I hope it's going to be yellow. I may still have a little bit of orange or red on the brush here. Now, when your brush starts to kind of drag a little bit, that says it needs some water on the brush. Okay, that's about that. I check my rows. Let's see. Okay. Now this row has two. It has two yellows in it. All right. See if I can doctor that up a little bit. I guess that's okay. Let's make that orange. Let's make the. No, I want to leave the white though. But let's make this one. We'll make this one. Paint over the yellow and make that orange. Okay. I think I'm all set on that. All right, now, what we want to do here, get some extra towel, thank you. Yeah. I'm just going to hit these a little bit just to get them to dry out faster. Because what I'm going to be doing here is taking a marker, probably with my ruler. I suppose you could use another color marker other than black, but that's okay. Black goes with good for outlining. Let's see if I could find one. I got that one there, a white one. Thought I had an extra one. Oh, here's one back here. Let's try that first, see what happens. Now you can make these lines as wide as you want. I'm going to try to pick some areas where it's drier. Get it dried out. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Now, as far as making this interesting, sometimes if you go over an area, you might want to fill it in with a thicker line. You might want to do something like that there. Where'd I go over? Oh, here's another one I can fill in a little darker line where I went over the edge. Clean it up a bit. Here we go. Something like this. All right. Just fill this in a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. All right. You can turn this around if you want to. Now, if you need to fill in any area, make it a little darker, you can. The only trouble with watercolor and markers, you have to make sure the color is dry, because markers don't work good on wet. Fill that in a little bit more here. And a little bit messed up in there. Okay, now you can see how you can do that. Now, you can take, if you want to do this in a hurry, I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to come down and go right through here. This mark is starting to dry out a bit, so I don't know if I got enough ink there to do the job. But see, you can make the lines darker in a hurry, okay? All right. This mark is probably getting a little bit low on ink. This one's not going to work as well. Too thin. Okay, well, it gives you an idea anyway what it will be. It just brings out the emphasizes the areas. I'm just going to stick with the wider marker to begin with. Okay. Oh, that's getting bad news. So I don't think I do have a wider black here at all. Let's see what I can do. All right, let's see. Now, probably don't have one. Okay, but anyways, now what you can do with this afterwards, once you get it kind of cleaned up a bit more, and I got two whites side by side, so I'd probably put something else in here to break that up so I don't have two whites together. But once you get this done, then you can hang it up or put a backing on it. You can hang it like a diamond shape, or you can take it, fold it in half, and make it into one giant heart shape. Okay? You could take a pair of scissors, and you're going to just make a giant heart shape out of the whole thing, and then you cut that whole thing out, and you got a heart. So you've got all these colors of different flags from different countries, all put together inside of a heart shape. So they should like each other, love each other, instead of all the bickering sometimes, okay? So that will give you a pretty good idea how to do that. Now, the other one, I could break this one up. It's a radial pattern coming out from the center, okay? So you can come in, you can use a pencil, or if you have a marker, and all you have to do is put some lines in here across. This you don't even have to measure. If you want to make it more even, you can. But what you can do with this is just keep going around and just subdividing those little wedges up, the little triangle shapes. And you can do it different ways. Okay? All right. You get the idea of it. Let's go corner to corner here. How's that? You can see how you can change that. Now, you've already got some markers and some measurements, so all you have to do now is go dot to dot. Remember that exercise I talked about, connecting dots? Well, this is similar to that idea. And you can go right around. Okay, this is how we do it. All right. Now, what I used to do in school, it used to be difficult when you have a larger class of a little over 30 students, I used to use markers a lot of times to substitute for watercolors. And, you know, take your different colored markers. Somewhere they're hiding out here. I know I had some, oh, here you go, some markers, colored markers. And you could use those. So I'm going to, I'll show you in a second. Now, let me just finish this off. Just subdivide this up. I mean, you can go all day. Now you can go from one point to another point where the, you know, like that. Subdivide these up into parts. My gosh, you could go on forever. But it depends on how much time you want to take, you know, to work on this. So, but I'll just show you what we can do. Sometimes these little exercises that I do, they don't take that much time to fill in. But anyway, when you start getting it to look pretty interesting, you can sort of take a break. Now, here's where the markers come in. You can decide what colors you're going to use. I've got a green. I've got the yellow. Hey, I got an orange here. All right. We got the red. And with that one, I have a purple. I don't even know if I brought the blue with me. Yeah, I've got a blue. Okay. Now, so I'm using basically the same colors that we were using before when we did the grid, the one with the squares, okay? So I'm not taking time to do that because guess what? My marker's running out of ink to be able to do that with a ruler. So let's have some fun with the markers. Now, like I said, this is basically a radial pattern, all the lines coming from one central point. And then what you can start off with, yellow if you want, and use your ruler and just place the marker right where you want the line to go. Yellow is not going to show up as much, but it will show up some. So what I'm going to do is just go right down on the pencil line, and everything's going to go back to the center, okay? Now, if later on you could fill this in, whether you use watercolor or marker. Now, I'm going to do all the yellow first, okay? Use that one, so I don't have to keep picking it up and putting it down. Okay? It's just drawing from one area to the next. There. We'll put another yellow in here. Now, like I said, if you have plenty of time, you can fill these in. Okay, that's that. Now, let's use the next one. I'm going to use orange. Now, you can use orange in different areas. You can pre-plan it. You can label the areas ahead of time if you want. You'll find that the orange will show up more here. Now this is up to you. If you want, you could fill it in with stripes or polka dots or whatever you want to do with it. Let's do another orange over here. I'm redoing on time. We've got a little bit of time here. Okay, here we go. That's okay, now let's do another area. let's do orange out here, just for the fun of it. Now, if you want to do this like a double line, you can do this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like if you want to do double, something like this, you do something like that if you want. If you do it in one place, though, make sure you do it somewhere else. Okay? All right. Now, let's see what we got. We're going to come over here a ways. Okay. I'm going to go in here. We're going to come across here. Now, like I said, you can double that up or triple it, whatever you want to do with it. Like in here, you could put, again, you could put a double line. See if I can get it right here. And to get the width right, you probably should always keep the ruler on the outside here. You know, that's that. All right, that's doubling it up a bit. All right, let's move around here. And I don't know if I'll have time to do all of this today, but we'll do a lot of it. Let's see. Yeah, we've got a few more minutes. We could do some interesting things with this. Almost looks like a earth wheel. Now, let's try the blues. See if they show up. They should show up good because the blues are darker color. I'm just going to go right out to the edge. Yeah, that's okay. Go right to the edge. And you can have a blue next to a yellow line if you want it. Do something like that. Put the blues together. Okay, there you go. Put the blue out here. So it's a good exercise, just using a ruler, you know, just kind of getting it on its mark. Okay, I think I'm getting into more geometric stuff as I go along. My style, you know. I've been doing a lot of this type of experimenting lately. That kind of went off the track a little bit. Now, you keep working around. It's a distribution of the color. And whatnot. So we can have some fun with this. Now, a lot of times you can get your colored markers are also permanent. So whatever you paint in, it's not going to smudge the marker. Right out there. All right. Okay. Just add a couple more lines of blue here. Just do a few more. If you can, just make sure all your lines, your pencil lines are covered. I know I'll probably miss a couple here and there. I think I might miss a couple here and there. Okay, let's use green. I don't think we've used green. I haven't yet. So we're going to put some green in here. There you go. Green is going to kind of look like blue somewhat. Doesn't vary too much when you take a picture of it. But like I said, you can do double lines. You break it up right, move the ruler right down. Go right down, subdivide it up like that. Like I said, if you do it in one place, just repeat it somewhere else, because somebody might say, "Oh, he must have made an accident, so he had to hide something." So if you do it somewhere else, they won't think that, That mark is starting to run out a little bit. Let's go. Well, now, I've done enough of that. Now, this can be just a light washes of color. Let's pick a well over here. And let's take some yellow and just dash some yellow into some of these areas. Okay? Now, if it's permanent marker, it's not going to bother anything. See, it's not going to wash the color out too much. Okay, just go over that. It kind of hides it a little bit there because the marker wasn't quite dark enough. Let's do this whole area in here. Fill this in. You can have some fun with these things. All right, move around. Let's fill this one in. Okay. Kind of like a flower shape also. The way the petals come out. Now, if you go over into another area, it's not the end of the world doing this. You can go over the edge. It's one of those things where you don't have to really stay inside the line. Okay? Now, I probably won't finish all of this. I'll leave some areas that are going to be white. But let's go back in. I just want to fill in some of this with some of the red. Now, the problem with markers, if you try to color something in, it always makes kind of brush a mark. So if you're going to fill it in, I think you're safer just to use your paintbrush. And take your red or orange or whatever you want to use in there and just fill it in, with the brush. And if it's too dark, blot it, make it lighter. And it might be too much paint on your brush. Just place your brush down on the paper towel and then just pull some more water into the color you have, and you can make sort of a softer or lighter color kind of background. Go right to the edge. Here, see how you can do that? And then you've got some paint on your brush, so you can come around here. And if you want to make it darker, you can. darker than what this was. But then if you want to make it lighter before you let it dry too much, you can take that color out. Okay? So I'm kind of running out of time, folks, but anyways, that's fun to do, okay? You can make very interesting designs. And I probably wasn't very neat about it, but you know, it gives you the idea. If you have more time, you can slow down when you do it, okay? So all I can say, brushes up, and I'll see you next time if I can find a brush. How's that? Brushes up. Take care now.